Hello class. Today I am going to teach you how to use NoodleTools, which is an important resource for your research paper. So what you're going to need to do first is you're going to need to go onto the Bethel High School Moodle page and scroll down to where the Media Center Moodle page is. Click on that and it will bring you to the Media Center. So now you're going to scroll down until you see this big compass, Digital Pathfinders. Click on this and you will find a wealth of resources for all of your classes. Scroll down until you see the books and click on English. And then scroll down a few more times until you find the Opposing Viewpoints research paper. Click on that and you will find so many resources that you can use for this paper, including the Opposing Viewpoints resource right there, Discovery Collection, Academic, OneFile, JSTOR, all different resources and databases that you could use for this research paper. So now we've arrived at NoodleTools. Please click on this, and if you're at home, you're going to need to know this information, that you log in with Bethel HS and the password is Wildcats. Otherwise, it's going to bring you right to the site where you can create your own ID and password. So this actually already logged me on because I was already logged in. But if you need to do this for the first time, you're going to have to create your own ID and password. So I've got a couple of different projects in the work here, but I'm going to create a new project to show you how to do it. Come over to this little green plus sign that says New Project. Then you're going to have to make a few choices. The citation style is MLA. The citation level is Starter. And description, I would give it a title such as Research Paper. And then you click on Create Project. This will bring you to a very exciting page, which is your dashboard and your to-do list. And I will show you how to navigate through this in a minute, but I want to bring you to the page that I've already created so you can see all the different ways that you can use this. So I'm going to click back on top where it says Projects. So I'm going to go to what I called Practice, because this was a practice for me, and click on that project so you can see what I've already done. This is what you are going to be doing on the dashboard. You need to develop a research question. What is it that you're trying to find out through this research paper? Are you trying to decide if abortion should be legalized? Are you trying to decide if mass extinction is something that is going to be headed our way sometime soon? Whatever the question is that you have, you need to write it in the research question. And you just tap on it and you make your choice. So I'm researching whether marijuana should be legalized. And once I've typed that in, I just hit submit. And then my thesis statement is next. I have to choose a thesis statement, what I'm going to be proving. And in my research paper, I am going to prove that marijuana should be legalized when it is used medicinally because it has exceptional health benefits. And I'm also going to make some changes because I have a bit of a grammatical error. And I just click submit, and now I have my thesis stored right in here. So I always know the question that I am trying to research and what I'm trying to prove. So now we're going to scroll down a little bit further. Now this is optional, but I've created a to-do list of the things that I know I need to complete before this paper is done. And some of those things include note cards, outline, and rough draft. And it's great because I could just check these things off as I go along once I've completed these items. And if I have something else to add, I just add to do, like final draft. And we'll add that right here, and we could put the date being the 27th. And now I've got something additional to do on my to-do list. So that's just another way to stay organized on NoodleTools. So what's the real purpose of NoodleTools? One of the main things you're going to be doing is creating note cards and outlines. So if you look over here with components, this is where you can go to different parts of your paper. The note cards and outlines is what I'm going to show you right now, but we're also going to be able to make our works cited page on here, as well as type the actual paper, which will link to Google Docs. So these are all excellent ways to stay organized. Let's click on note cards and outlines. Now remember, you have to make a certain number of note cards as part of your process, which is worth 1 test grade. So make sure that you do these and provide them with a space right here on the note cards. So I've made 1 note card already, and we can click on it right here. So this is my note card, and I've given it a heading and a Roman numeral for where it's going to be in my outline. It's going to be the first major paragraph, seen here with Roman numeral number 1, and the first major idea, seen here with letter A. And the main idea is that marijuana is used in cancer patients. So I wrote a quote, and you're going to need to gather a lot of quotations in order to support your thesis. So here I wrote the quote, "Marijuana has been known to ease the pain and suffering of cancer patients. A study from Brown University showed that 98% of patients reported a lessening of painful symptoms when marijuana was used medicinally." And I provided the citation. Do not forget the citation of where you got it from and the page number. So that's my note card right there. But what is all this other stuff over here? Well, this is great, a connection to source. When you create your works cited page, you can actually link this note card to a source in your list. So you can figure out where it came from and connect right to the citation. Also, if you got this from a website, you could link your note card right to the website where the material was found. Now, this is not necessarily necessary, but you might find a great way to organize is to use this other half. So I've also provided notes on that note card. And that was a way of explaining why I chose this note card and what the significance of the quotation was. So I wrote my ideas that it has been proven in reliable studies that marijuana truly can make a difference in a patient's quality of life. You could write that under my ideas, or you can write that under paraphrase or summary. So there's a lot of different places for you to digitally fill out your note card. And once I've made those changes, I'm going to hit save, and now I have a note card. And if I want to make a new note card, I just click on this plus sign right here, and I've got a new note card. And maybe I will add some additional information about marijuana. And we can do that later, but I will save that for now. And they're going to ask you, do you want to sync it with your bibliography, which is your works cited page? If you do, you could hit OK and continue on to your works cited page. But if you don't, then you want to just move on. So just hit OK and it will save it. So now we've got a second note card, and we're going to drag it over where I want it on my space right here. And now you're wondering, okay, note card's great, but what about this outline? Well, you can actually make an outline right on NoodleTools, and it's over in the right-hand corner. So I've started one already, and I've got my first Roman numeral, which connects directly with my note card. So my first Roman numeral is that marijuana has positive effects on the sick. And the first idea is that marijuana is used in cancer patients, and that's going to be my first point. Just make sure that you spell things correctly, because as you can see, I'm not proofreading and I'm making some mistakes. So marijuana has a positive effect on the sick. And say I want to link one of my quotations with that. Instead of typing the quotation in here by adding another point to my outline with the plus sign, I can just drop and drag. So let's wait a minute, because this is being a little bit funny and telling me to wait. But this is really a fantastic resource for when you're completing your outline. Okay, and my internet connection failed. So we're going to pause this and we'll figure out what is happening as I move some of this information along. So if I want to just include this in a outline, I could just drag it and add my additional quotation to the outline. As you can see, the internet is being funny though, so we're going to pause this and pick up in a second video. So hang tight and don't forget to watch the second video where I will teach you how to put an outline together.